The sun hung low in the Texas sky, casting a warm golden hue across the tranquil river. Laughter echoed through the air as my friends and I set off on our long-awaited floating trip down the winding waterway. We had planned this weekend escape for months, a chance to reconnect and unwind from the stresses of our daily lives. Little did we know that this trip would become a nightmare we could never forget. We rented a handful of colorful inflatable rafts, each equipped with a cooler of drinks and snacks. The river's current was gentle, guiding us leisurely through the lush, overgrown banks. The water sparkled in the sunlight, inviting us to forget our worries and embrace the serenity of nature. Our group was a mix of childhood friends and recent acquaintances, brought together by a shared sense of adventure. As the day wore on, the shadows grew longer, and a sense of unease began to creep into our hearts. The forest seemed to close in around us, its thick foliage swallowing up the sunlight. The chatter among us grew quieter, replaced by the rustling of leaves and the soft lapping of water against the rafts. The tranquility had transformed into an eerie silence, broken only by our own nervous laughter. We continued floating downstream, the water seemingly taking on a darker hue as the sun dipped below the horizon. Someone cracked a joke to ease the tension, but it fell flat, swallowed by the surrounding darkness. I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched, that unseen eyes were tracking our every move from the depths of the woods. The first strange occurrence came when we spotted an old, weathered cabin on the riverbank. It looked abandoned, its windows shattered and its roof sagging. The sight sent shivers down our spines, and we quickened our pace, eager to put some distance between us and that forsaken place. But it was as if the river had other plans, for no matter how much we paddled, the cabin remained just as close. As the hours stretched on, panic began to replace our initial excitement. Our surroundings seemed to shift, becoming unfamiliar and disorienting. The trees took on grotesque shapes, their branches twisting like skeletal fingers. The moon rose, casting an eerie glow over the water that seemed to illuminate only the shadows. Fear gnawed at our minds, whispering doubts and paranoia. Then a piercing scream shattered the night. We all froze, scanning the darkness for its source. It was one of our own, caught in the clutches of something unseen. Heart pounding, I saw arms rise from the water, cold and pale, and pull our friend beneath the surface. In an instant, they were gone, leaving only ripples in their wake. Terror consumed us. We abandoned our rafts and stumbled through the underbrush, desperate to escape whatever nightmare had befallen us. The woods seemed to twist and morph, leading us in circles, confusing our senses. Whispers echoed in the wind, carrying haunting fragments of voices long gone. Exhausted and broken, we finally stumbled upon the cabin again, its broken windows now glowing with an unholy light. Desperation overcame our fear, and we entered, hoping to find answers or salvation within its walls. But the cabin was a labyrinth of shifting corridors, each turn leading us deeper into its malevolent heart. Paintings lined the walls, each depicting scenes of horror and suffering. As we wandered, time lost all meaning. Days bled into nights, and our bodies weakened with hunger and exhaustion. Faces from our past appeared in the paintings, twisted into grotesque expressions of agony. We realized then that the cabin fed on our memories, our fears, our regrets, using them to fuel its sinister power. One by one, my friends succumbed to the cabin's influence, disappearing into the paintings or becoming part of its twisted decor. I was the last to remain, my mind a battlefield of memories and dread. The cabin whispered promises of release, of an end to the suffering, but I resisted. I clung to the flicker of hope that had not yet been extinguished. With every ounce of strength left in me, I broke free from the cabin's grip, stumbling back into the night. The woods had returned to their normal state, the moon casting its gentle light over the river. My friends were gone, lost to the cabin's insidious grasp. I've returned to the world scarred by what I've witnessed. The river remains as it was, calm and inviting, concealing the horrors that lie within its depths. I warn anyone who will listen, but my story is met with skepticism. The cabin's hunger still lingers, and I fear that one day it will claim me too, dragging me back into its nightmarish embrace. Now a haunted wanderer, I roam, a living memory of that fateful trip. The cabin's whispers echo in my mind, and its grip tightens. I must resist for the sake of those lost and my own sanity. The river's serenity hides a terror no one should face.